What's the best way to get started in government contracting? Hello, if you're new here, I'm answering this question today. My name is Derek. I've won 32 contracts worth over $15 million by my 30th birthday, working for a small government contractor. And today I am extremely passionate about helping GovCons to avoid some of the most common pitfalls that prevent them from winning contracts when they first come into the space, and to instead help them with a plan where they can start winning serious contracts within their first 3 to 6 months. So getting started in government contracting is not something you want to rush into. I know it's exciting. So I've put together just a few steps to make sure you are proceeding down the right path. So step number one is to know your why. Knowing why you want to do government contracting in the first place is extremely important, and it's crucial that the answer to this question is something that is compelling, it's something that is motivating, and that is strong enough to pull you through those inevitable roadblocks and challenges that will occur in the government contracting space. So for example, for me, when I was in government contracting, winning my first 32 contracts, my immediate reason was to pay off my student loans, which was $60,000. So yes, I was highly motivated. I did not envision myself being somebody who graduates college, gets a job, and has all this debt. It was not part of my identity. So I used government contracting as a vehicle to pay off all those student loans initially, but then to go on to save more money than I ever thought I could by my 30th birthday, and then just onward from there to the point now where I'm able to help you all. So the question is, what is your reason why, so that you can know and be clear on it? And then I challenge you to see, is it something that's strong and compelling? Number two is do your homework. So you want to research what the government is buying, and when I say that, I mean goods and services. And identify where is there an overlap between something that the government is buying and something that your government contracting business could offer. And say if you want to work with subcontractors and you want to do the legal middleman method, which I have a book about, and we have a number of videos about as well if you're interested in that, then in that instance, what industries would you be comfortable with calling around, getting quotes from? Maybe you already have personal past performance doing this in another life or in another career. So you always want to start with personal inventory and low-hanging fruit, because why wouldn't you start with something that you already have personal experience with, right? And from there, you're going to be issuing teaming agreements. So you want to take all that into consideration when doing your homework first. Now next, number three, once you have a clear offer, the next thing is to really get to work, and that's what I call playing the numbers game. So playing the numbers game, you are clear on what the government's buying. Now you need to start responding to bids via government solicitations. I talk about solicitations that are live over the next 30 days that you can respond to, for example, on sam.gov. And so to prevent you from getting discouraged, especially when you're new, starting out, what does a proposal look like? Am I even doing this thing right? I recommend that you reference the following scale to set the right expectations through your bidding efforts. And I've mentioned this on the channel before. Bid submissions numbers 1 through 5, you're gonna suck. Like, they're gonna be crappy, they're gonna be really bad, and more technically speaking, they're not gonna be compliant or competitive. Bids 6 through 10, you are going to quickly learn from your mistakes. Maybe you're getting feedback from contracting, doing debriefs, but you're also getting better at, say, getting quotes, requesting offers, working with subcontractors, potential teaming partners, just going through these systems and these cycles over and over again. You can't help to improve and get better at those, so that when it comes to bids 10 to 20, then I like to say that's when you're in the money. So I see most new government contractors come into the space, bids 10, 11, 12, and beyond. That's when they start winning their first or their first couple government contracts. And it's not because of the magical numbers, this is a magical range, it's because of the improvement that has happened as a result of going through those repetitions and playing the numbers game, okay? So that's really where the work comes in. And I don't want you getting discouraged after responding to a few, because what did we say after responding to a few? That would be 1 to 5. Well, it's gonna be crappy. So if we know it's not gonna be good, we don't set that expectation of like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna win, yada, yada, yada. The mental game is huge in this. Playing the numbers game, using these different benchmarks allows you to stay on track, okay? Number 4, do a good job. Once you finally win your first contract from playing the numbers game, you want to make sure you knock it out of the park. Strong contract performance builds strong past performance to use in the future for future bid responses. You see how this kind of momentum snowball cycle begins and continues throughout your journey. It only continues to grow. Strong contract performance builds strong past performance to use in future bid responses, but it can also lay the foundation for valuable long-term relationships with contracting officers, cores that are going to be on future projects, you name it, that can also lead to more contract wins over time. So make sure your team meets all the milestones that are set out as deliverables outlined in your contract throughout your contract performance. You also want to continuously communicate with the contracting officer and the core to prevent the buildup of grievances. You want to make sure that there's just nothing that they think you should be doing that you're not. I'm not talking about a contractual thing where they could really call you out for it, but I'm talking about more of, preferences, softer things where it wouldn't be a big deal for you. Most importantly, as long as you're not doing anything outside the scope of your contract. You also want to maintain that open channel of communication to quickly handle any road bumps that occur unexpectedly during your contract performance. And those of you who are performing on contracts know that this happens all the time. So having that open channel is just going to allow you to deal with things that much faster, and it's not going to negatively reflect on your company either. So those are the 4 things that I would recommend, 4 steps for really understanding how to best get started in government contracting. Let me know in the comments what question you would like me to answer next, and also check out learngovcon.org. It's our new site. We haven't said too much about it just yet. We're doing more of a soft launch for additional resources that I've created to help new government contractors helping the government contracting space. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.